It's called a promo,
Shut
kid.
your
And
mouth,
if you want to
John.
be the big dog, you're going to have to learn how to do it. So go ahead.
You ready? No! I said, are you ready?
That was good. Glad you finally decided to pull that giant stick out of your butt and have some fun for once in your life.
You're uneducated marks! You sit there on your phones tweeting out your opinions like they're worth a damn. Let me explain something to you people. You don't know shit!
And I'd like to think that maybe this company will be better after Vince McMahon's death.
I sat there in the video modeling the coffee the entire time. I just noticed I was sitting here like a robot. Just I don't turn on until the intro stops. Same. All right, let's get back on our brackets here. We're going through the 100s.
We're gonna attack it those brackets.
So a few weeks ago, we dropped the very first episode of picking my favorite wrestler. Because how hard is it to pick a favorite wrestler? Apparently, really hard.
Yeah, I know.
I set my coffee down here. That's piping hot.
I'm glad you're doing it because I don't even know how mine would go. I probably wouldn't even have half the people you do.
On the DVD screen today, we're watching first ever All In. I think the card goes hard. He does not. That's all right though.
The current match is the women's 4-way. I'm gonna be perfectly honest. I don't like Madison Rayne.
It's fair, but Chelsea Green, Britt Baker.
I don't. You know I don't like Britt Baker.
I love Britt Baker.
I don't like Tessa as a person.
Okay.
So who do I go for in this match? I guess Chelsea.
This is a great opportunity to mention too that during this past week, while I was in waiting to do this next episode, I wondered okay, if I did one for women, what would it look like? And I thought to myself, well, surely, because women's wrestling took so long to get to where it is.
Exactly.
But I thought to myself, well, I could at least list 50, right? I got 50 on, the first day. I don't even realize how many, women are out here wrestling and are great wrestlers. So they literally have a whole top 100 to themselves, too. Now, how long it takes me to make that, I won't say. It took me 9 months to make this one, but...
And one day we should just do... I should just come out with a top 10. Just don't even do brackets. Just here's my top 10, guys.
You gotta do brackets, man. It makes everything better.
I mean, I guess it does, but I don't know how I'd get through that. I don't know how.
This is literally gonna be an ongoing thing for the rest of the time. I'm gonna do favorite themes, favorite entrances, favorite moves.
Alright.
I'm taking it all the way. Alright, who are we starting with? This is the 100s of the bracket 2. And okay. Let's make sure it got updated, because last night I last minute changed Jimmy Snuka and Roddy Piper and put in Eddie Kingston and Leo Rush.
There's
and there
Leo.
They are. Cool.
Okay. All right.
So, first we have up top Kenta and Pete Dunne. That's a good one. Let me think. I'm thinking. Say what you got to say, but...
So, I'd go Dunne. I've seen more Dunne than I've seen Kenta, and that's a shame, but... I feel like if I saw more Kenta, I would really like Kenta. From what I know.
I want Kenta versus Penta.
Kenta versus Penta.
I love Kenta a lot. I love the GTS, and I love the I hate society character. He's a better CM Punk than CM Punk is.
Isn't that the joke, though?
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, hold on. I'm sorry. Interruption. Did Tessa Blanchard just slip? She literally just slipped.
I wasn't paying attention.
I mean...
I think alright, let's put them in the ring against each other. This match is going on right now, and I have to root for somebody. I'm rooting for Pete Dunne. So.
Well, I just broke my fingers, so that's appropriate.
Notice that. Alright, so we got Pete Dunne moving on to face Johnny Gargano. That'll be fun.
Speaking of controversial figures, damn.
The Rock versus Chris Benoit. There's a lot of names on this list that I had to debate. All right, do we add them? Because, again, it's controversial, right? Same thing with, I'll go ahead and break the glass right now. I have Sabu on this list still, and I don't think that I should have put him on there, but I had to relate to the fact that, these people at one point were in my top 15, so I have to be realistic.
That makes sense.
Separate the art from the artist for a moment. if I'm watching this match, as much as The Rock is electrifying, I'm rooting for Chris Benoit.
I'd have to go. Yeah, figured you'd.
It's
No, that would be my
2003
choice,
right
yeah.
now. Chris Benoit is hot as engine that's been running all night.
Yeah.
I hope that's not what he was, because he kind of was. Damn. Moving on. Minoru Suzuki versus Booker T. I didn't
Grandpa.
even see this one coming.
Murder Grandpa.
It's
It
Booker
has
T,
to be
though.
No, it has to be Murder Grandpa. My God.
He's done some great things, and he's been a legend in this business for decades, but Booker T is Booker T. I'm going Booker T.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, I love Suzuki. And again, it's like the Adam Cole thing. It's like, why is that so surprising?
Please tell me you didn't just say that.
Okay. It's like the Adam Cole thing. It's not like they're going to be there at 100 forever.
Yeah.
All right, moving down. We have Sami Zayn versus Wheeler Yuta.
I would go Zayn. I really like Sami Zayn. Again, I didn't see any of his independent stuff.
You always have to think about NXT people when it comes to the NXT kids, too.
Yeah.
It's a weird sentence to say, I know, but like so many wrestlers now, because of how much time has passed by, are just super over wrestlers, but there's those of us who watch them during their growing stage that understand like that was some of their best work still. It's like Kevin Owens and Shinsuke, and although no, Shinsuke's best work is not in NXT.
It's in
I'm sorry.
New Japan, yeah. I haven't even seen it, and I know that.
I really love Willie Yuta, but he's just too early in liking him for me to pick him over Sami Zayn. Moving on to face Balls Mahoney.
Whoa.
All right, Ricky Steamboat versus Dalton Castle.
Come on, boys, it's time to break some hearts.
I love Dalton Castle, but Ricky Steamboat is one of my favorite wrestlers of all time.
This is a hard one for me, too, yeah. This would be a hard one.
Who would you pick?
Oh, it's the Legacy versus... Immediately, the first time I saw Dalton Castle, I was like, I love this guy.
That's fair. He's a character.
It is Ricky Steamboat. I think I would have to go Ricky Steamboat.
Same. I mean, that is what I want. Him versus Swerve Strickland will be interesting, though.
It will.
It's like, as much as I love Ricky Steamboat, I want to see where he stops at in the line of liking him.
I have terrible eyesight.
Watch me zoom in.
The next one I thought was Naruto, and I was like, I don't think Naruto was a wrestler.
Nope, that's Nunzio. Nunzio versus Eddie Kingston. And like I said, Eddie Kingston was a wild card. I was telling you this before the show. He was a wild card that was kind of like, okay, he could be in there, he couldn't be. I was going to take Snuka out and put him in, but I was like, Jimmy Snuka's really cool. So he ended up making the cut last minute with Leo Rush at the same time.
So I'd go for Kingston here, but I know for a fact you will go with Nunzio.
I'm going with Nunzio. Because again, Eddie Kingston was the wild card that maybe would have made to 100. He might end up 100 if I'm being honest.
Damn.
It's not like I hate him. It's just I think because of how much I like the preceders of him, the Terry Funks, the Mick Foleys, it's why I just don't instantly gravitate to it because I've already gotten it. I feel like he's a great, for this generation, he's a great Terry Funk.
Yeah.
But my Terry Funk was in the past generation. So Nunzio is advancing, and I'm being honest, I didn't see that coming either, but it's the truth. All right, Triple H and Rhino. That's a real match. That's 2003 right there. 2004.
Gore!
Yeah, you know I have to pick Rhino.
Yeah, you just have to.
Triple H is a icon, but in my world, Rhino is the obvious choice. All right, Zack Sabre Jr. versus Leo Rush, who also...
I think you have to go ZSJ here.
Mm-hmm.
I personally, I don't know. Leo Rush wasn't... I love high flyers, so first time I saw him, I was like, okay, I like Leo Rush.
Top 10 cruiserweights for me, for sure.
And from what I've seen, he has some character work going that's really interesting right now. But Zack Sabre Jr., I mean, his matches with Danielson...
Yes. Don't even get me started. That's like... And again, I watched Sabre wrestle live. Although I watched Leo Rush wrestle live too. Same event, so... Hold on, I gotta slap my wrist. Again, top 10 cruiserweights, but Zack Sabre Jr. is a great wrestler, and I think I'm gonna have to go with him.
Yeah.
I have to go with him. Damn, that was hard. All right, Hardcore Holly versus William Regal.
Hardcore Holly. No.
Think
wait.
about it.
Regal.
Think about it.
Oh my god. I would go with Regal.
I love Hardcore Holly, but William Regal. And again, if you had asked me when I was a kid, if this was 2008, 2009, especially with Raw General Manager Regal, I would have slandered his name
Yes.
to no end. That's how great of a heel he was. Now that I've gotten older, I've grown to have like a mass amount of respect for William Regal. He is one of my...
Very underrated, I think.
Yeah.
That's
what I was going to say. He's one of my top 10 most underrated, and he's been in this business forever.
I think you do love you some Hardcore Holly. I would go Regal personally, and we don't always see eye to eye, but I think you'd go Regal too.
Yeah. I think after the grand speech I just made about him, it is pretty safe to say.
And he's going to face...
Farouk.
Damn!
Yeah, Ron Simmons. Alright, let's move down. Great Khan versus Kyle O'Reilly. There's a matchup I didn't see happening here. I like the Great Khan.
Did you do this just because they both have O?
No. Literally, the brackets are randomized. The people, like I said, the people in the 99 columns aren't there on purpose either. Like, it was just randomly generated. So the fact that we got Great Khan versus Kyle O'Reilly, I didn't do that.
That's amazing. It's fate.
I didn't do that.
So, again, I'm not... This is going to be a recurring theme. I'm not super familiar with Great Khan. From what I have seen, he is very entertaining, though.
Yeah.
But... I was rooting for that Kyle O'Reilly singles push in NXT. I was like, give it to me. I need him to be champion. I need him to have a lengthy reign and not...
I'm enjoying the Kyle O'Reilly singles push now.
Yes. And not get taken out by Von Wagner, who's now unemployed. So...
Damn. Okay. Yeah, you really have to watch New Japan to get Great Khan, of course, and I'm a United Empire guy, so I feel like I'm leaning towards him, but Kyle O'Reilly's AEW run right now is what's turning this around. I've liked him in NXT, I liked him in Undisputed Era, but I'm liking this new Kyle O'Reilly push, and that's why he's advancing over Great Khan.
Let's go.
That's a nail-biter close one.
Let's go.
Alright, Bobby Lashley and Brian Kendrick. The Brian Kendrick. I should have put that in there. The Brian Kendrick. Alright. I love you, Lashley, but Brian Kendrick is going ahead.
I probably would have said Kendrick too, honestly, and I can hardly remember a lot of what he did, but like... And I really like Lashley, like, now.
Yeah.
Like, Lashley... I didn't like Lashley growing up at all.
I wasn't a huge fan of him. My friend was. I was a big fan of the WWE champion Lashley, though. COVID era Lashley, him being the man.
Oh, yeah.
Loved that time.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Random note to make before I move away from these two. Bobby Lashley's spear is my favorite variation of the finisher.
The rollout.
Brian Kendrick's finisher is one of my favorite finishers, period.
That's fair.
So... Action Andretti and Noam Dar. Oh, that's a tough one, because again...
Hello, live from the moon. This is Supernova Sessions.
Because Action Andretti's like my kid.
Yes, you were there live when he made his debut. I mean...
I feel like we're connected in some form or fashion because of that moment, but I love Noam Dar.
On the other hand, check please.
I'm going with Noam Dar.
I knew you would.
Yeah. Again, I love Andretti, but like he doesn't have the same type of character that Noam Dar does.
Noam Dar, again, is one of those really underrated wrestlers that I feel like should have been main roster during his run in NXT UK. I was at that point where I was like, alright, this guy needs to be on the main roster. What is he doing in NXT UK? And he's only gotten better since then.
Orange Cassidy and Tommy Dreamer. This isn't even gonna take long because Orange Cassidy advances based on the fact that I loved Tommy Dreamer as a kid and he was in my top 10, but as an adult, I can't stand the guy now. Him and Bubba Ray both. I'm like, you guys, yeah,
they're assholes. And I would have went with Cassidy too, just because I love Cassidy.
Dude, here's what really turned me off to Tommy Dreamer again.
Wait, let me make sure.
The only reason he made the top 100 was because childhood recognition. Past that, what really turned me off to Tommy Dreamer was when they were talking about the plane ride from hell in one of the documentaries. I don't know if it was Dark Side of the Ring or what, but Tommy Dreamer legit was like, I mean, it's Ric Flair. He's from a different time. He defended it half-assingly in the sense of like, but it's Rick. Come on. And so that turned me off to Tommy Dreamer. Whale. All right. Jay Lethal versus Jamie Noble.
Damn. I would go with Lethal. And I say that because I can't remember a lot about Jamie Noble.
Thinking of the Cruiserweight era, yeah. I really love Jamie Noble. He was funny as fuck.
I think you would go with Noble. That's what I'm predicting here.
But there's always a but to these things. I've been watching Jay Lethal on ROH for a long time. And honestly, I have to go with Jay Lethal based off of that. Just because he wasn't, well known at the time and wasn't my favorite at the time. He definitely has been consistent in there. Yeah. Whereas Jamie Noble, he just had a good time period.
That is true. It's crazy how consistent. Jay Lethal is one of those guys who just stays consistent.
Exactly.
He doesn't get pushes or anything, but he still comes out and you're getting a good match when Jay Lethal's out there.
Plus, now we're getting Shibata and Jay Lethal. So.
Ooh.
Jeff Cobb and Kurt Angle. Oh, I like this.
You'd go Angle. I think you'd go Angle.
Man, you do not know how much I love the United Empire.
You do love the United Empire.
Yeah.
But Jeff it's Cobb Kurt Angle. He sucks.
Yeah, Kurt Angle is a hell of a character, and again, in my mind, one of the top 3 best pure wrestlers, because again, how could he not be?
Exactly.
That's why he's my ROH pure champion in the game.
But he's also very funny.
He's hilarious. All that said, though, based off of just personability, how much I like a character, I'm rolling with Jeff Cobb on this one.
Damn.
Surprise win, yeah.
Guess he's going to take Okada on a tour of the islands, huh?
Mm-hmm. That's going to be fun. All right. Penta and Sabu. Oh, that's a fun up.
I feel like younger you would have said Sabu all the way.
Without question. That's a top 5 for 14-year-old me. But
I know you right now, you really like Penta.
Yeah, Penta is one of my favorite luchadors of all time. And also, the whole thing with Sabu is like, should he be in this list for some of the shit he said really pissing me off? I don't know that he should be in this list, but because of who I was as a kid, I loved him. And that's what's crazy is like, if I do separate the art from the artist, like we did with Benoit, Sabu is rolling out of this easy, but I don't know that I feel right about it. So it's like,
I think you have to, since you did it for Benoit, equal playing ground.
Yeah, I can't give anyone differential treatment. So separating the art from the artist, Sabu has to go ahead.
That makes sense.
Penta won't be down there long. Finn Balor and Mikey Whipwreck. Y'all don't remember Mikey Whipwreck? That sucks. Mikey Whipwreck was the crash dummy of ECW.
I can't get backwards and do the backwards one, but you get the point.
Honorable mention, though. Do you remember Colin Delaney?
I do.
Man, the second Mikey Whipwreck. He almost made the list, but he just didn't do enough. One thing I will mention that he did that I loved. What's up?
I don't know.
One thing he did that I loved that I will mention is one time in Chicago during a tag team Extreme Rules match, he put on a Chicago Bears helmet and did a diving headbutt.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I guess he took the dive just like the Bears do every season, huh?
Oh my gosh. Watch it. All right. Let's get back. Finn Balor and Mikey Whipwreck.
I think you go Mikey.
I don't know. Mikey Whipwreck didn't have bangers in NXT for 2 years straight.
You are right. Sorry, I did not flip off the camera. I just put the wrong finger up.
That's hilarious.
It's fine. It's fine.
Nostalgia makes me want to go with Mikey Whipwreck.
I don't know.
Loving wrestling makes me want to go with Finn Balor.
Okay, well, here's the question. Do you like Judgment Day Finn Balor?
Not as much.
Mm-hmm.
I do love Prince Devitt as well.
It's fair, yeah.
I don't know, though. I can't get past Mikey Whipwreck, man. I just love him so much. So, I'm going with Mikey
I knew
Whipwreck.
it. See, I told you.
Alright, last here in the hundreds. Last 100 round. Just Incredible versus Santino Marella.
Just incredible. You got to interview the man. I mean...
I loved that. I don't know, though. Santino has a lot of... it's not even Cobra Santino that sells me. It's Milan Miracle Santino.
That's fair.
I'm not a big fan of the Director of Authority. It is funny, but it's just played out now.
Remember Tea Time with, wasn't it Vladimir Kozlov?
Yes, and that was kind of funny. Wow, I can't believe I'm going to say this, because again, like, I feel like if you asked me when I was 14, 15, I would have said Just Incredible, but Santino over time really has just become, like, a heartwarming character.
You know what? That's fair.
I'm going with Santino.
That's a fair assessment.
Alright, we're going to roll back up now, same as we did with the first one.
Let's go.
Doing with the second one. Pete Dunne and Gargano.
Oh my god.
Okay, here's what's funny. Both these guys literally are being judged by NXT, them.
Just NXT them, which is still is not easy.
No.
In fact, I think that makes it harder.
Yeah.
Yeah. If we're just judging NXT, okay, there was that period of time where Dunn teamed with Riddle. That was still entertaining, though.
I'm thinking. This is really, really hard to think on, but again, this is coming down to putting them in the ring, face to face. I'm going for Pete Dunne.
I would agree with that.
His whole premise is I have to have the bell ring and view him against his opponent to know I'm rooting for him.
Yeah.
Wow, Pete Dunne literally just went straight to 98.
Damn, okay. Look
All
at
right.
you, Pete.
Who have we got down here? Chris Benoit and Booker T. That's certainly happened. Oh, I'm watching Mosquito. I went Mosquito. Mesquite, no.
I think you'd still go Benoit.
Man, Booker T is a hell of a character, though. And I hated him as King Booker when I was a kid. I hated the heel part. But when I really went back and watched WCW Booker T, early WWF Booker T, like, dude, Booker T's really cool. And one of my favorite tag teams all time is RVD and Booker T.
Damn.
This is really hard. Even all that said, I love Chris Benoit. Oh, you want to talk about it? This isn't the theme song episode, but that one's at the top of the themes for sure. Chris Benoit is definitely advancing out of this one.
I knew it.
He'll see Pete Dunne. That'll be really interesting.
Ooh, oh my god. When you think about it, they're almost like... Pete Dunne's almost like... I don't want to say it like that because it might jinx something.
We should just go to Sami Zayn and Balls Mahoney.
I love Balls.
I love Sammy, but Balls is going ahead.
Yeah, I love Sammy too.
Here's what you guys don't even realize is Balls Mahoney is also an accomplished amateur wrestler, and like he actually could wrestle, but he'd rather just hit people with chairs or get hit with chairs more so. I feel like he took more of the chair shots than he gave.
He probably did, yeah.
Oh, Balls. Alright, we're already here. Swerve and Ricky Steamboat. Man, this is hard.
So I did like NXT Swerve. I've liked Swerve since I first saw him in NXT.
That's okay. You're allowed to.
I don't think there was a point where I was like, I'm not digging Swerve. I think there were a lot of points where I was like, why are they not giving Swerve more?
There was the point where I wasn't feeling Swerve, but it was early AEW Swerve.
Yeah, now that I think about it, I think when he started the Mogul Embassy, that I was like, I was okay with him and Keith, but I really like Keith too, so that helped.
This is tough. I already have it in my mind. Here they are in the ring against each other. They're facing off. I don't know who I'm going for. This Swerve Strickland character in the past 8 months has been one of the best things for AEW.
It has.
I'm really at a hard one on this one.
I can't say what you're gonna do, but I think I would go with Swerve.
Mm-hmm.
And that might be an unpopular opinion, but Ricky's amazing, but I don't know. There's just something about Swerve.
Yeah, Ricky is amazing inside the ring and outside the ring. And when I look and think about Ricky Steamboat outside the ring and how much of just a genuinely pure good guy he is, that's what's going to take him over the top for this. Not that Swerve isn't, of course. Swerve's a great guy, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But I love Ricky Steamboat as more than just a wrestler. So he's going to move ahead. That was really hard. Nunzio and Jay White might not be as hard. I really love Nunzio, but Jay White is the switchblade.
Damn. So this is the thing about Jay White, right? I want to like him. I really want to like him.
Yeah.
There's sometimes when he does promos, and I feel like I'm falling asleep. But there's sometimes where I'm like, yeah, breathe with the switchblade.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
Here's the question that would determine why I feel like that is. How much of his New Japan work did you watch?
Just the tail end.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people did, but
yeah,
he's been consistently good there for a long time.
The Blade Runner is an amazing finisher. Especially the way he does it is just so brutal, man.
Yeah, he gets a pretty quick win there. Sorry, Nunzi. R-Truth and Rhino. See, I love R-Truth in many facets, and I most certainly love 2008, 2009 R-Truth. That's when he was also, first black NWA world champion, Ron Killings. You can't take that away from him.
You cannot.
He's more than just this goofy character that we love.
He is. Look, I remember that period of time, that small period before he got injured. He was starting to prove hey, I'm not just a goofy character anymore, and but that was also his downfall. But he can still go, man.
I love Rhino too. I really love Rhino.
I really like Rhino. I love the gore. I think I'd go with R-Truth though, just because I know anytime R-Truth is on the screen, whether it's in a match, whether it's, backstage, whether he's on commentary, whatever it is, he's going to be entertaining. I'm going to be entertained. If I'm having a shitty day, R-Truth is going to make it better.
That's true. That's R-True. I really thought I was leaning towards Rhino, but after all that, I think you're right. I think R-Truth goes. He's just too much of a character. R-Truth is moving up. That was tough in my mind, though. I really love Rhino. So he won't be there for long. Hook and Zack Sabre Jr.
I don't think Hook has had enough refinement yet to put him over Zack Sabre Jr. here.
Yeah, I really do love Zack Sabre Jr. and respect him as a wrestler. And I know this is really biased. The fact that Hook is Taz's son.
Yeah, I was about to say, but I do know you love Taz.
It's not fair, but at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's separate that then. Let's take away the fact that he's Taz's kid, because there was a period of time I didn't even know that. I probably was the last to know, surprisingly. Even outside of that, the silent but deadly, small... Yeah, okay, I like that. I
really do like that too. I thought that was part of his appeal. I've heard a couple people say opposite.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, I was like, yeah, I can dig this. But then there was a point where I was like, where do we go with this?
I can't say that he beat Zack Sabre Jr. straight up in a match, but I do say that I will root for him more. I'm going with Hook.
That's fair.
I'm going with Hook. How many brackets do I have left? Okay, I'll just close out this bracket then. This is where we're ending it. We got Farouk versus William Regal.
I think you're going with William Regal.
Now, while Ron Killings was the first black NWA World Champion, let's not dismiss the fact that Ron Simmons was the first black World Champion, period. So
yeah, he has a history behind him.
I love the APA as well. I'm a huge
do love
APA
the
fan.
APA, that's why JBL got that straight away.
That's why I wrote it in there as Farouk rather than Ron Simmons, even though it's Ron Simmons.
Right.
But I really respect William Regal now, and I really he
Yeah.
made the Blackpool Combat Club.
I think William Regal has that outside edge, you know, kind of how he conducts himself outside.
Yeah. I felt like I wanted to go for Ron Simmons here. I felt like I wanted to go for Farouk, but Farouk isn't my Heritage Cup champion in the game. William Regal is.
That's fair.
So I'm going with William Regal, surprisingly.
That reminds me, next year, put in an actual cup. Make Heritage Cup rules matches.
Yeah, I just literally downloaded the belt, the belt version. It is what it is. Well, this was a good one. This was a fair one. I can't wait till we start re-bracketing these and now getting the new 100 matchups. And next time we come, we'll just close out the rest of these, the rest of the bracket ones, and we'll have bracket fun. That's what I call it.
Dang.